Coco Kim? Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I have to say, the folks that gave up their time, we completely support their efforts. Beneficial Plaza in District 9. We are here because the same situation, they're here to oppose the application because they have a dire need for low-income housing. Right? So, I just want to say, thank you very much. My name is David Monkawa, and I'm with the Restoration Network Branch. And thank you very much. I'm also part of the Attraction Support Committee. We urge the rejection of this application because GPA DLJ Capital did not consider one of the important criteria for cultural and historic monument to be applicable and restricted its search to looking for quantities of Japanese names they could find to establish a connection to the building. GPA DLJ failed to consider one of the criteria, which is the building associated with important historic events or personages that shaped the growth, development, and evolution of LA or its communities. Based on this, dozens of individual homes with obscure origins, a row of trees in the valley, even a hamburger stand are all designated cultural and historic monuments. And many are the result of local residents who protested so that these places would not be bulldozed down. If GPA did their job, even minimally, and gone down to Raku Shimpo, the only Japanese American daily a block away from 800 Traction, or contacted the UCLA Asian American Studies Center, they may have found the following. That in 1970, like people said, the Sun Building, which contained most of the Japanese American...
Let me stop you. Does anybody want to give him a minute?
I do.
What's your name?
Anna Iwataki.
I'm sorry, what?
Anna Iwataki. I-W-A-T-A-K-I.
Did you fill out a speaker card?
I did.
Okay.
The social, thank you very much, Anna, and thank you, Commissioner Barron. The social, political, and cultural environment of the BHAADCoco community, including the Arts District, from 1980 to 2001 formed the basis, which sprang a circle of Japanese and Japanese American artists who experimented in various media that expressed what Asian American and Japanese American images and sensibility was through collective sharing of ideas, work, joint exhibits, and individual contributions to public art. Many of the over 100 artists who participated in shows were drawn to 800 Traction to the exhibits of Gallery 4 of artists who lived and worked there, like Nancy Uemura, the driving spirit behind 9 years of Gallery 4's existence, along with Club Kanemi, provided opportunities for young Asian artists like Kajin Fujita, East LA working class Chicano street art, combined with a lot of Japanese popular images. Photographer Jamie Itagaki, Mao Samada, a veteran printmaker and Odori instructor, did all kinds of posters for many issues. All these artists, I'm just finishing, all these artists who resided at 800 Traction were bound by the common experiences of the camps, ordeals of immigration and their families, a search for identity, reaction to racism in America. And during that period, no other comparable groups of artists held shows nationwide. No other. All of this is what DLG would whitewash and bury.
You want to give him a minute?
I'm just an old African proverb I just want to end. As long as the hunters write history, a lion's story is never told. If you pass this, we're going to continue to speak out loud about our history, so-called Alliance history, and we'll see you at the Plum Commission, and we'll see you at City Hall and in the street. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Pamela Wilson. I'm a documentary filmmaker. I've worked with Steve C. Mayer on the Hotel American. I've spent 40 years researching the corner attraction in Hewitt. The area was originally one of the only black neighborhoods in all of Los Angeles, and then as the black experience moved down Central Avenue and Little Tokyo expanded eastward, the whole area was completely filled with boarding houses, hotels, and other places occupied by Japanese. The 800 Traction building wasn't one of them, but it was surrounded by them. And I moved into the American Hotel in 1980, and the importance of the 800 Traction building as the center for all the artists was extremely important, and it has been to this day. And to deny that they were there, or to try to say that the artists didn't make the arts district is ridiculous. And no developers would even be there if it wasn't for that. And it's very disingenuous of these owners to try to erase that part of the history of the building.
thank you for letting me speak today. My name is Alan Nakagawa. My parents immigrated from Hiroshima in 1957. I was born and raised in LA. As a child, I had a knack for drawing, so at age 9, I was enrolled in art classes near LA High, taught by Tokyo artist Shizuo Yamashiro. The teacher would talk about a famous Japanese artist. We taught at the local art college, Otis Art Institute. Maybe I should go there for college, she would say. A decade later, I made it into Otis, and it was during that time that I was invited on several occasions to 800 Traction Avenue, to Mike Hanamitsu and Nancy Romera's studio. Mike was the artist my art teacher kept talking about. Mike would have students over to talk about art history, and we would share a meal. The circle of young talent also included Gaji Fujita, who is now in LACMA's permanent collection, and Chris Kuramitsu, who is the director of the art gallery, The Mistake Room. Art history is dominated by white males, so it made a difference to have a community of professional artists who are also Asian and Asian American. 35 years later, I'm still a practicing artist. I'm a recipient of the City of Los Angeles' Artist Fellowship and the Community Foundation's mid-career. And I just finished 1 year as the LA's first Creative Catalyst Artist in Residence with the Los Angeles Department of Transportation.
What was your name?
Alan Nakagawa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Coco, and I'm a member of the Boyle Heights Alliance Against Artwashing and Displacement. You might have heard of us. I'm here to support the tenets of 800 Traction Avenue, artists, art workers, and active community members who are fighting tirelessly against eviction, gentrification, and old-fashioned greed. I'm also here as a woman artist of API descent who is incensed by the constant erasure of those who are from a similar background as me, who find that their labor is exploited and manipulated as a means to an end. DLJ and GPA's refusal to acknowledge the rich history cultivated by the Japanese American artists of 800 Traction Avenue invisibilizes decades of artistic production in the Arts District and Little Tokyo in favor of new, cheaply constructed luxury developments, anesthetized architecture, and other hegemonic ideals of late capitalism. Rejecting historic cultural monument status means rejecting history as written by Western civilization, white supremacy, and colonization. The Commission should stand with the residents of 800 Traction Avenue and acknowledge their work and contributions to art and art history in Los Angeles, and move to stop displacement of tenants in the city experiencing an urgent housing crisis that affects already marginalized communities.
Taiji? There's two Taijis.
Oh, that was, sorry, duplicate.
Evelyn Yamamura.
She just had to leave.
Scott Oshima.